What's up, Canada? This is Etienne from Signatures, and I'm just checking in on you. Do you know what day it is today? It is Thursday, April 23rd. Wanted to give a special thanks to Ken from Like Grandpa for joining us on our last episode. Always nice hearing from him, and it was good to see that he's doing well and that his glorious mustache is still intact. Also wanted to quickly let you guys know that episode 1 of Just Checking In on You, Just Checking In, is available on YouTube now. That's the episode we did with Spricken and Pixie from Sprixieland. So you can check out that episode on YouTube by tapping the link in our bio. Today I'm very excited for our next guest. It is the great Teresa Paul from Hides in Hand. She makes some of my favorite products that you can find at our shows. And she's actually switched her production to something really exciting in light of this whole pandemic. So I'm excited to talk to her, and we're going to bring her in right now. Stay tuned. Hey.
Hi.
Teresa, how are you?
Hi, Etienne. How are you?
I'm doing well. And you?
Good. Good. Making the best of every day.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you right now?
So I'm at my shop. I'm at my leather studio in Rockwood, which is close to Guelph, outside of Acton. So this is my Hides in Hands home, and I've been here. It's day 35 that we've been making masks. So we kind of got on the mask madness right after kind of everything hit. So yeah, so I'm in my little bit of I have a bit of a store shop here in the front of the office area. So you can see some things hanging up behind me. So I do have a small little retail outlet here. It's tiny, but it's mighty. So everything's available here. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I'm seeing all the sort of colorful moccasins in the background, and it's reminding me of your booth that I see at every show that you do, and it's bringing back.
I'm a creature of habit. I like to sort of, when people come here, they kind of recognize the booth or they recognize the storefront. So certain things work when it comes to displaying and merchandising.
And just for the record, I wear your deerskin mocks every day. They're
as you should.
Super wonderful.
Happy feet. Thank you, Etienne. And I know your entire family and then some. You've always been a huge supporter of my moccasins and my mitts. Everybody's got my mitts and the gloves and the moccasins and everything. So I thank you very much. Enjoy that.
It's got to be bittersweet for you to sort of halt that production to make the masks right now.
Yeah, I was. I actually went into my Instagram to find out exactly what day is it and how many days have we been making masks. I don't even know. It's just like I said yesterday to Patrick on the way home. Like I only live like 7 minutes away from my shop, so it's kind of good. Mm-hmm. But as we were going home, I was like, it's kind of like Groundhog Day. It's just
totally
get up, repeat, get up, go, just keep going. So, but it's been. Thank God for this. Thank God that. I've never really appreciated my business, my skill, my mind as much as I do right now. I've been extremely challenged with what can I do to keep Hides in Hand alive, even with like a smidgen, like something trickling through. When this first happened, we're thinking, okay, we're gonna do Instagram TV and do videos and do live footage from our showrooms and. Hey, this is for sale, and hey, this is for sale, and hey, I'm going to work on this project, or I'm going to clean up my, organize my work area, or whatever. But I haven't had a chance to do that because we went straight into mask making. I saw a plea of help from Ontario Together, a website that the government has put through, asking for anybody that has capacity or capabilities with sewing machines and no offense not to the people that are donating their time working from home with their sewing machine and they dust it off in the basement, but an actual shop that can acquire volume and quantities to get PPE out to the frontline workers. So I applied like I've never applied before. And being an artisan, I can apply left, right, and center. We know how to do these applications, but these applications were like, one application took me over an hour because it was so detailed of what can we do, what's our space like. Anyways, filled out the applications. applied with, I went to Doug Ford, I went to our premier, I went to Governor Cuomo was asking, even in the US. So just threw so many feelers out there and tried to offer our help. And then in the meantime, while I was waiting for an answer to come back, I said, okay, you know what, we can start here. My sisters, my family, friends were saying, you know, Mama T, can you make us some masks? We need some. Absolutely. So created a pattern pretty quickly, a pattern. I started off with 2 patterns and narrowed it down to one pattern so that I can be quick and efficient as possible, because the orders were starting to come in, you know, they were just coming like crazy. And it was just Patrick and I at first for 2 weeks. I'm going to say minimum 18 hours a day working from here. And then I would also take a machine home and work from home. And we just went crazy. And then I still waited to hear back from the applications that we had sent out. And it wasn't until just on Monday, this week, that I'd heard back from the Ontario Together website application that I put out. And so I had a government official call me and talk to me in great length about what they need. She went on our website and she was really thrilled to see, we're a Canadian business doing what we're doing, like with the leather and stuff like that, but how we transformed it to doing the mask making. And she says, I don't want to disturb what you're doing, because Canada, Ontario, your local community need you more than we need you, because it would take a long time and a lot of money to set up a licensed shop to do PPE.
Right.
So she said, keep doing what you're doing. You know, our hats off to you, because everybody needs to be wearing a mask. And if we continue doing these cotton functional masks, it lets the PPE and the frontline workers use the disposable masks that they need in their clinics and the hospitals and stuff like that. So she says, I don't want to steer you. She goes, yeah, everybody needs help, but what you're doing, you know, you're going to keep your business trickling through with these masks and keep your community happy, and allow the other stuff to be, like I said, for the frontline workers. So, you know, I was really happy to hear that. She was, she really, you know, I got off the phone. I actually felt really good, because I always feel like I want to do more. Not that we can squeeze any more hours in the day, but she made me feel good that what we're doing was 100% proper, acceptable, necessary, needed, and all that. So we're carrying on.
That's awesome. And I just wanted to show off the mask that came in the mail yesterday.
That's a good one. That's nice.
It's really nice. And I love the fact that it's a reversible pattern here.
That's right. That's right.
Super Canadian.
Yeah.
This one was actually mailed to me by Ruth. So big shout out to Ruth there. I can't wait to show it off. And actually, the boys in the house were sort of fighting over it, so we might have to order more.
Hey, listen, I can send you some more. We've got, actually, I just posted again today, a fresh post of, I added 5 more patterns to the line. And I figured, you know what? If we have to wear this, which we're being encouraged to wear them, then let's, I'm going to make it fun. I call it fun and spirited, and, you know, a bit of, not just a bit of just some niceties to it, right? Rather than looking so, you know, medicinal and medical or whatever. Yeah. Even though I have a 2-tone one, it's navy blue on one side and gray on the other. That's actually my #1 seller. But I think it's my #1 seller because we're actually selling to like transportation companies, food service companies. So the employees that are working in the trucking industry or working in the warehouses pulling food, they kind of want it to be uniform and the same. So that's why they're keeping it sort of plain Jane. But 25 patterns are kind of fun. And actually, my new one I'm really excited about. We've got Snoopy.
Love it.
We've got Snoopy. And another one that I'm really happy about. Pink flamingos.
Oh yeah, fabulous.
Right? So much.
Very
Anyways,
cool.
I got lost. We're obviously pushing our Canadiana. This one here is kind of one of my faves. It's our moose. right?
So brilliant. Like,
So
did,
so
so
so so so hides in hand, right? So
yeah, totally. Did you develop the pattern yourself?
so I went online and because like oh my god, there's like so many patterns available online, so many
Mm.
tutorials. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna breeze through these patterns and downloaded a few of them and tweaked them out. So the first pattern I did was like a pleated pattern where you
Yeah.
open up the mask, it's got the pleats in it.
Yeah.
That was a great pattern, but oh my god, it's so time consuming. So yay, the pattern, the mask makers that are making the pleated one, oh my god, that is incredible. When the pleated one is made in the industry, there are machines that actually do the pleats for you. So it's an automated machine that the pleats are done and they just go through. Whereas the ones that the mask makers are making, and I have a lot of friends that are making them, they have to literally like tuck and fold every pleat and base stitch it or pin it or whatever. So I'm like, I can't do that because it just took too long.
Labor
And
intensive.
again, it was looking very medicinal and very kind of like scary. So I said, so the pattern that I made, I adjusted it to the point where it has a point on the nose, and it actually, when I make that point, it actually kind of hooks on the nose and under the chin, so it sits on really good. It's not just like a plain rectangular mask that's going to
Yeah.
fall. So I
It's a
tweaked the
super nice
pattern
fit.
and made it efficient,
Mm-hmm.
and so that a lot of the masks also have like a nose wire in it. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that little curve that I have here, you can see that it actually sits on the nose. You don't need that wire. So a little bit of changing and adjusting, and by like the third or fourth attempt, I had the pattern down. And Patrick, where'd you go? Patrick was literally cutting them all by hand, and he's like, "Oh my God, my life sucks right now." Just cutting all the
Oh,
patterns, like what a trooper. But anyways, so I had called my die maker, and I asked him, and even though they had closed their business as well, I had asked him, look, I really need. Is there any way you could make a metal die pattern so that I can click or cut all the fabrics out? And I told him what we were doing, and he's like, 100%, absolutely. So I faxed him over the pattern, and then at 5 o'clock we went to go pick it up and had that die made. So now I can put layers of fabric down, and one clunk will cut me like 20 pieces at once. There's 4 pieces to each pattern, to each mask. So, but getting that die cut and allowing me to do layers made it a lot quicker. So thank God.
yeah.
Hey, there
And
you are. Look, come.
Hey, Etienne, how are you doing?
hey, Patrick, I'm doing well. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, I gotta get down here.
I was
Yeah, it's
telling
all
them that
good.
when you were first cutting the. Okay, we're back.
Now we're back. We missed anything you said. Right?
Hey, guys.
Sorry, but I don't know what happened, but
That's all
we got
good.
timed out. I was
So,
just telling Etienne that how you were saying, like when you're hand cutting all of the patterns, you're like, oh my God, my life sucks, right?
Yes, not fun. Not fun.
yeah, I saw on Instagram that she's putting you to work, Patrick, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you weren't a sewer before this whole madness?
No, not at all. So
Not even close. Like he had zero machinery. Like
my mom had a sewing machine. That's about it.
Yeah,
So
I can relate.
yeah, so yeah, he didn't. But you know what? We spent a few weeks here on our own, and just I said, well, he would do all the cutting and then the trimming, and I was doing all the sewing and the elasticing and all that stuff, and then
and shipping. And
yeah, so he would trim, pack, and ship, and then he's like, okay, like I'm ready for the next. I said the next is like getting on the sewing machine. He's like, let's do it. So
Nice.
you either love the machine or you hate it. There's no gray area. It's either a hard yes or a hard no.
Yeah.
And the machines I have, I'm blessed to have them because they're industrial and they're strong and they're heavy duty but they're also like they fly through stuff, right? So you have to be careful because they're fast. I can actually adjust the speed and slow them down, but I haven't had to do that for this one here. He's done great.
That's
So
awesome.
I put him on the one machine first because with my masks, I actually bind. I put a binding on the mask on the one side, so you can actually have a little pocket, so you can put a filter in there if you want. So this is another step in the mask making, which is over and above, but it's something that I wanted to do. So I put Patrick on this binding machine first, which is,
Okay.
usually you're got to be a pretty skilled worker to start to get into that. But I said, no, we're putting on that one right away. So
Well, that's
Nice.
for a filter? I thought that was for my cell phone.
funny
Whatever
guy,
works.
Patrick. Anyways, without
So,
this guy here, I would not have the strength, because every day on the way home or before we go to bed, he gives me a kiss goodnight. He's like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, I'm so proud of you too. He's like, just I got full support over here. So
We're doing a good thing.
yeah, we're doing a
it's
good thing.
amazing. It's amazing when partners can work off each other, and I've seen the chemistry with you guys at shows before, and it's just so great to hear that you guys are getting along during this whole.
Yeah.
Well, you're not sick of me yet, that's for sure. And we're spending every hour every day together. So
Yeah,
it's nice. That's great.
I'll let you guys finish the interview. Nice
Great
seeing
seeing
you. We'll see you
Great seeing
again.
you, Patrick.
Okay.
Take care. Hope to see him in the fall there.
Oh, you will.
So, fingers crossed.
He's not going anywhere. He's sticking around.
Right on. So I really like that you've made it a habit to include fun patterns. Like you were saying before, like not make it all medical and monochromatic like that. And
Yeah.
it's something that a lot of people I'm sure appreciate. How many masks do you say you pump out in a day?
Well, I brought back 3 girls to help me. The last 2 weeks, I brought back 3 girls, and they're here as I need them,
Mhm.
and as I need them is still every day. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna say, I don't know, a couple hundred. Yeah, maybe 200 masks a day. And then we're getting, like I said, we're getting some orders from like food service industry, construction companies, and they can easily buy masks, for $2, $3, $5 a piece,
Mhm.
From China or wherever, because they are available. But everybody that is buying a mask from us are doing it. Well, they need that and they want it, but there's we need to support our local businesses. Like we need to give you the work. We don't want to give the work elsewhere. We need to support our own backyard. So the comments and the kindness and the generosity that we're getting from everybody is incredible, because everybody's so appreciative. Like, I'm so appreciative that we're able to keep the lights on in my shop here. But I mean, it's just like everybody is so happy to buy from us, and I have customers that are buying 3, 4, 5, 6 times now. Got to get some more for this person. Yeah, my neighbor wants, or here I'm sending you someone that they need it too, or whatever. And the fact that I got curbside pickup for all the local people, that outdoor bin is full all the time, like every day, all day. So
That's amazing.
but yeah, what? Thanks for noticing the patterns and stuff, because I've always been that way with hides in hand. Like even when inside my purses, they're always a very pretty pattern. I never use solid colors. It's always like a floral or a print or something nice, because the experience has to be nice inside that purse too. So that's what we started with the patterns that I had, and the cottons that I had here in the shop for my purse lining. So I used all that up, and luckily I have a good contact for fabric. So he's been very generous in letting me go into his store, which is obviously closed, but he opens up the front door, gives me a buggy, and I get to shop and get the fabrics I need. So I'm blessed to have that contact as well.
So even the fabric is from Canada.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
and my elastics, all of it. Yeah, I don't know where they get it from, but my suppliers are right, very close.
yeah. And like all the really great feedback that you're getting online and on social media, does that sort of make up for the fact that there's no spring shows and you don't get to interact with your customers face to face?
It's a different kind of normal right now.
Yeah.
I know I would be probably fetal position at home if this wasn't going on.
Yeah.
Because as artisans, we need to constantly be creative, and that's why we do the jobs that we do. It doesn't matter what medium you're in. We are creative creatures, and to sit home and twiddle our thumbs, and not do shows and not make and create is definitely troublesome for all of us. So I'm definitely missing the shows. Definitely missing everybody, the Signatures family, everybody, all of our friends. I've never realized how much I miss hugging. Like, we hug so much. We hug everybody at our shows, our customers, each other.
Yeah.
And it's definitely that. That's definitely, we're missing that too. So when the reset button gets hit again, I hope we can resume to some type of normalcy again. But
Yeah.
until then, we
Well,
just got to keep doing what we're doing.
for sure. Well, we miss you too, Teresa. I'm just
Oh,
going to get to some questions that were sent in
okay.
to us by our fans here. The first one is asking, oh, it says, your gloves saved me this winter. Do I need to treat the leather before next year?
No, absolutely not. Just keep on wearing them. Don't do anything to it. You can change the liners inside the mitts if you need be. We sell replaceable liners, but don't spray them. Don't treat them. The leathers are beautiful the way they are because when I get my hides from the tannery, I ask for a raw, naked finish. Don't put any coatings. Don't put any waxes. Don't put any extra stuff on them because the hides naturally are super soft. The habitat of the animal creates a very soft skin. We don't tamper with that. We leave it alone. So what you feel today, you'll feel it 20 years down the road. So we don't need to do anything to it. Just leave it. Enjoy
Awesome.
it.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know for my mitts as well,
Yes.
which definitely saved me this winter as well.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Um, I got a question here. What is your favorite hide to work with, and what is the most difficult one to work with?
I think my favorite and most difficult because the challenge, and I always accept the challenge. I'm not myself, if I don't have a challenge on hand, is deerskin. Deerskin is a very soft, very super stretchy leather. Like you can actually you can stretch it. So you have to work with the stretch. So when you're making moccasins, for example, you want the stretch to go across the foot, the vamp part, and then you want the stretch to go across the length of the foot. So you got to be careful with the stretch of the leather. You have to know how to cut it, and you got to know how to sew it. You have to have the right stitches per inch. You need to have the right tension on your threads. You need to have the right pressure on your foot because any of these things that are off could create big holes, could create stretch, could create the leather. You have to work with it because it's super stretchy, but it is beautiful when you finish that final product, whatever it is. Look at this new thing going on.
Beautiful.
That was supposed to be launched in the spring, but we'll launch it in the fall. But we're working with more artists and more indigenous artists and collaborating. So yeah, the deerskin is just so you can do anything with it as long as you got.
Oh. Yeah,
It's my son calling.
we're back. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I can tell that you have like a special relationship with the deerskin, and it's the kind of hide that are on that you used for my moccasins, and that's why I wear them every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see if we have more questions here. Oh yes, this one's fun. What's your favorite bar or restaurant to visit when you're on the road doing shows?
Oh, easy. Eddie's Burger Bar in Banff, Alberta.
Oh wow,
Yeah, yeah. They got
I
the
don't think I've been there.
best burgers ever, best Caesars. The Caesar comes with a chicken wing on it. It's just, easy. That's an easy one.
Oh,
That's a cool question.
that's so. Yeah. God, that just made me realize how long it's been since I actually sat down in a restaurant.
What's a restaurant?
Yeah.
What is that?
What
Our
is
kitchens
that?
are now restaurants, right?
Yeah. What's it like in Rockwood? Like, describe the town for people that haven't visited.
It's tiny. It's really small. There is a little grocery store, a little gas station, a really cool bar called Chompin' at the Bit. It's a really cool bar slash pub restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
a bakery. I think that's it.
And a really awesome
I think that's it.
leather design
So
studio.
yeah, so like we really are out in the boonies. We are very, very rural, which is kind of nice because I don't know, I kind of like being out in the boonies. It's quiet here. It's quite peaceful. It's definitely country living. You know, I'm looking outside my front door right now, and it's a farmer's field. So
Wow.
it's definitely rural. We have Acton, which is close to us, and Acton's got a little bit more civilization. And then Guelph is about 15 minutes from more north. Guelph is north. I don't know. So that's where you get into all the big box stores and stuff like that. But Rockwood is perfect the way it is, nice and small.
How long have you been there?
25 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I know you've said that you're staying busy, staying creative, but do you have any downtime lately? No. Work.
Patrick's laughing. Absolutely not. And you know what? It's okay because two things. The burn that I feel is a good burn. It's a different kind of burn because when you're working hides and hands, my regular line, at the end of the day, you're like, okay, you know what? This purse can wait till tomorrow. These moccasins can wait till tomorrow. You know, the work's going to be here. Well, it's late enough. Go home. Whereas when I have orders that are piling in and actually being on this phone call with you for the last half an hour, orders are coming in, which is stopping me from doing production, but that's okay. This is a really great break.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, but when I can't, there has to come a time we're going to stop, obviously, with break, food, eat, sleep. But it's like, okay, one more order. Okay, one more order. Because that person reached out to us and needs that mask. And the orders say, these are for my parents, or this is for, you know, my husband, he's doing all the grocery shopping. He really needs a mask. Or so it's not like, oh, that can wait till tomorrow, because it can't. I mean, at some point, 2 a.m. is usually the cutoff time for me. I'm like, okay, I have to stop. But no downtime right now. The burn feels good. And I can honestly say in 25 years of hides and hands, the last 35 days, I've never worked so hard. I mean, we all work crazy hard, but during this pandemic and trying to get these mask orders out for anybody that's reaching out to me and to hides and hands, it's like, it's nonstop. And it's kind of cool because I'm learning. I have like a great team. I got a girl that works shipping. I got a girl that answers the phone and does all the invoicing. Well, guess who's doing all that now? You know, Patrick and I are doing it. So it's like, you know, I'm learning a lot more. I know every little nook and cranny of my business, but I don't do every nook and cranny of my business. I'm more creating, designing, sewing on the road. So now that it's just him and I in-house, we're having to do everything. So I'm learning I'm learning efficiencies. You know, it's like, wow, how can we do this quicker, faster, better? You know, and then when my girls come back, I'm going to say, do you know that I learned how to do this quicker, faster, better? So I'm learning more efficiencies and stuff like that. But it's okay. I love it.
You are
The
you are a
burn feels
national
good.
treasure. You're a national treasure, Teresa.
Oh, thank you, Jen.
How can the good people out there continue to support you right now? Can you give us like a website and your Instagram handle and all that?
Sure. Yeah. So everything is at Hides in Hand. Hides in Hand. So HIDESINHAND. Everything is online. We managed to get the masks online pretty quickly, so that's easy too. You can opt for curbside pickup or shipping. Shipping, I'm going to tell you right now, has nothing to do with us. Canada Post and the couriers are swamped. I know that some mask orders are taking like 2-3 weeks to get delivered within even our own community, within our own radius. So Canada Post is swamped. So maybe spend an extra few dollars and go with Canpar Courier. That's who we're using to get it kind of there the next day. So spend a little bit extra money and get your masks orders to you quicker that way. I still have a full line of my leather goods because everything was kind of made ready for show season. So everything is on the shelf, and we've got some great orders coming in too. We're getting a new audience for Hides in Hand through the mask requests. So they're like, hey, I had no idea. I heard you go to this website, but I had no idea you were doing leather. So yeah, we're doing the leather and we're doing the mask, and then people are ordering, oh, I need these ballet slippers, or how about a pair of mitts, or oh, this purse looks gorgeous. Tell me about it. So that's kind of cool. So thank you for asking that question, because online is up and Adam, and we're in between making our mask orders. You know, Patrick's wrapping up some moccasins to go out. We had some going out to France. We got lots going out to the States. We had an order for my cell phone purses going out to Hong Kong a couple weeks ago. So kind of cool.
Very cool.
The UK, yeah, we had that the mask going to the UK. Yeah, it was a mask order.
Teresa, we had a question from our very own Peter. He wants to know how many trips per week. How many trips per week do you make to Royal City Brewing Company?
To which one? Oh, the
Royal.
Yeah. Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Okay,
That's funny, Peter. Only you would ask that.
No comment. So let's wrap this up. We have this recurring segment to close out our show called "What's Your Signature?" And so we want to know, in life, in art, and in your heart of hearts, what is your signature, Teresa?
Act as if what you do makes a difference, because it does.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Teresa, you are a consummate professional, and you have the biggest heart in the business. So
Oh, thank you.
thank you so much for joining us today. It was a lot of
Thanks. You know what, Etienne and the Signatures family, thank you to you too for keeping us artisans, doing this, having our face to the public, not just, like I said, sitting at home with fetal position. We're all kind of changing our ways of doing business, and Signatures is doing a great job, and including myself and your other artisans daily to do these kind of little interviews. They're great. So thank you as always. You and your team are very professional, and we wouldn't be where we are without the Signatures family. So thank you to you too very
We
much.
appreciate that, and we can't wait to see you again face to face soon.
Soon. It'll happen soon. Okay.
Take care,
Take
Teresa.
care. Yeah,
Thanks
you
again.
too. Take care.
Thanks everyone
Okay.
for joining
Bye.
us.
Bye
Bye
bye.
for now.